It's about the same size yet half the price of a Hamilton khaki field, a third of the Milgauss protection, and 100% of the Zelos spirit. Let's see if the Zelos Aurora can find its way into your collection. This video is brought to you by Zelos Watches. The field watch category is one of the truly worn watch categories out there. It cuts through the chase and just demands that you wear your watches. Zelos expects no less from its fans, and this is their way of challenging them to stick to just one timepiece. Here's Zelos' proposal, the Aurora. This version spans 38mm in diameter with a lug distance of 46mm. The thickness is 12mm with its flat sapphire crystal and is sealed at 200 meters of water resistance. It has a solid case back with an Aurora Expedition vessel stamped on it. This whole case is made of titanium, making it very light and durable. Tossing it on the wrist and you can feel that unusual presence against other steel watches. On my 6¼ wrist, this 38mm variant hits the Goldilocks size. There's a 42mm version of the Aurora for manlier folks out there who can pull it off. And off my wrist, operating this watch is hassle-free and without any frills. Just unscrew the crown and you're ready to wind it into action. Pull it once so you can set the time. No date complications to worry about, just wind and wear. There's also some crown guards on the case, but it may be too small to protect anything. Zelos has gone a long way when it comes to their clasp design. This may be the best one yet. The side triggers are very responsive and the bridges are thick and solid. But new to this model is this improved micro-adjust mechanism. One push of the button and you can slide to your desired length. This is so aesthetically pleasing and refined, you'd be amazed it's on a $400 watch. Pair that with a now standard quick release end links and this timepiece becomes a much more versatile watch for strap changes. The whole watch is also coated with 1200 HV hardened coating, so scratching this on the field is practically unthinkable. I literally don't think twice to toss this around. In fact, all of the indecision will come from the strap options. As a time-honored tradition, we'll install some field-worthy straps and change the look of the Aurora. On this sailcloth strap, the texture and stitching adds spice to the look of the dial. It also matches with the indices very well. This leaf spring clasp from Artem also speeds up the undressing part so you can switch up to any other traditional leather option you desire. As we snap this onto my wrist, it's clear that a less textured strap leaves the dial to carry the load to impress. It's more casual to look at, perfect for more casual occasions. A more rugged situation calls for a more secure fabric strap like this NATO. NATO straps are near synonymous with field watches, and this one with its soft material adds some comfort with the wear. What's good about fabric straps is that it can be made with a variety of designs and patterns. I tend to go with a simple or plain setup, so this green strap would also do the trick. Another thing to bear in mind is that slightly darker tone of the case, so earthy colors would stand out great with the Aurora. Going back to the bracelet, and we can dress it up for a more urban flavor. This grade 2 titanium timepiece has a bit of luster to it because of this special coating, so it can pass off on dressier occasions if you try hard enough to pull it off. As a tool for utility, it can withstand some punishment. As a talking piece, it is an artist of polarity. The case and edges are brushed and raw. Can you imagine a hammer having some polished chamfers? If not, then it makes sense that this is devoid of that as well. It does try to be as compact as possible visually with its aggressive angles on the bezel and lugs. Do keep in mind that this has pretty long lugs, it just looks short. The clasp is much more refined with the variance of finish and the lack of a flip-lock mechanism. This adopts the side trigger buttons that are very similar to Omega's clasp design. And underneath this enclosure is the more elegant execution for the micro-adjust feature. It may look unsightly when completely pulled out though. And now the dial. This is the polar opposite of the case as it's more expressive in a brutal way. This granite black dial grabs your attention very quickly with its seemingly star-studded impression. It's also stepped up from the outer ring, further showcasing this material like a precious gem encased within a display. It is a gem in many sense. It reflects light all around it. Its black tone adopts the wide range of color spectrums. It's also a good choice that even the hands were blackened as well. And as expected, this sandwich dial bears the Zelos trademark of fantastic lume, which is also applied on the side crown. Lastly, Zelos added an anti-magnetic cage around this Miyota 9039 caliber, improving its anti-magnetic property against about 376 Gauss. It's something that you don't see, but definitely adds to the competence of this watch. Many would say it's now safer around laptop speakers and the such, but I'm skeptical that their magnets are that powerful anyway. Whether it's the office or the field, the Aurora will perform brilliantly, both in a figurative and literal sense. If you live in a fantasy world where people wear just one watch for a lifetime, this 38mm titanium tank/submarine/wrangler will be ready to take on any task. But in the real world, this will be one of the many watches that you'll own, one that will surely outlast the others. The Zelos Aurora will be available on Monday, October 3rd, starting at $429. It will come in many different dial variations and 2 case sizes, so don't miss out on this overbuilt yet undervalued watch from Zelos. The Aurora will be available on October 3rd on Monday. Let's see if this Aurora from Zelos You got the touch. You got the power.